G'day guys, welcome back to Valheim. Blue here. I'm just hanging out in the bedroom because I think we've just had a sleep, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's right. We've just had a sleep and therefore cannot sleep anymore. In the previous episode, well, in the previous couple of episodes, let's just say, we spent a lot of time building and trying to fix up the facade. It's almost done. And look, I think building is not everyone's cup of tea in Valheim, but yeah, I'd like to sort of just do a bit of a balance of both building and exploration. But since we've already done a couple of episodes of building, I do want to sort of mix things up just a tiny bit. We will come back to the building a little bit later. I figure maybe the first little bit of this episode should be spent trying to prepare for our breach of the next fort. So that's the plan, and to also further mix things up a little bit, I figure maybe we play around with something new as well. So we've had the Ashen Cape unlocked for quite a bit, but there's also another cape, the one that acts as like a bit of a sail or something. So I'm keen on seeing if we can use that. So I think this is the one. Aspen Cloak, this thick cape catches the wind, not unlike the sail of a ship. So wind run. Run faster when running with the wind. Let the wind guide you to victory. So this is very easy to make, and I assume very easy to upgrade as well. So Aspen Hides and Sinews. Let's go and grab those. And we'll have a play around with this, because the only thing that I want to do initially out in the Ashlands is to just retrieve all of our stuff and sort of head back to the, I guess, initial landing area, so to speak. And I should then be able to fetch metal from the boat, and we should be able to then prepare for, I guess, an assault onto the fort. I'm looking for sinews. Okay, sinews might be a limiting factor here. I mean, it's probably not going to give us any armor anyway. Oh, it's only 2 sinews. With any luck, the upgrade will only be like another 2 each, hopefully. But anyway, let's craft this thing and we'll play around with it. And can we upgrade it? Oh, okay, it only needs hides, so that's a big plus. And yeah, we need to get the Golder table to be level 4. Did I not make the upgrade for the Golder table yet? I think I didn't. Here, the Feathery Wreath. So I'll need to make one of those. We need Celestial Feathers, Aspen Trophies, Iter, Ashwood. Let's go ahead and prepare for that. And I can probably stash away my current cape, and I'll use this Aspen Cloak instead. Yeah, definitely not the greatest armor stat, but if it lets us run through the area a lot faster, then, you know, we should be pretty good with that. And I'm also sort of banking on using Ichthir while we're out there. We haven't used Ichthir for a while, to be able to just maintain our stamina and just keep running until we get back home. Okay, so all the ingredients required for this: Celestial Feathers. Got a few. Why don't we just go for the exact amount? So 8. And then we need Iter, I think. Was it 10? Could be more, but And then an Askvin trophy, which I'm quite certain we do have sitting around somewhere. There we go. Just one. How are we looking? Yeah, and then we need a little bit of ashwood, which is probably cutting into some of the ashwood that we currently use for building. You know what, I might as well grab all of it, because what I'm also going to do before we leave is I'm going to stash a lot of stuff in the hall once more, so the hall will be a little bit messy. There we go, it looks like we can definitely hang it there. So Golder table level 4. How is the Golder level, Golder table only level 4? I thought we had this at level 5 already. Have we missed one of the upgrades for it? Anyway, so that should be good. Let's just take a look. So the Golder table should be... Should it be level 4? Hang on, let's have a look here. So that gives me level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Okay, right. Level 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I see. So I don't think we're there yet. That's why. Let's chuck this thing on and check it out. Yeah, I don't know about the look here. It's not the greatest look. But if it's going to let us run around a little bit faster, how do I know if the wind is behind us versus if the wind is... Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to take a look at environmental cues. I think the wind is blowing that way. Wind run. I can definitely see the buff there in the top right-hand corner, but I wonder if it has to specifically be running with the wind blowing, you know, in the same direction as where you're running. It feels much faster though, so yeah, it might be quite good. So we'll give it a go, just for this retrieval process. And yeah, at least we've got another tool at our disposal to hopefully do some decent work, you know, either recovering stuff or you know, getting from point A to B and all that sort of stuff. And then we can always switch out to the other cape when we need to for fighting. That's the plan anyway. Let's stash that in there. I will probably need a meal very shortly. But yeah, let's throw all of this stuff that we don't need just down here. And I'm gonna stash the rest of our Askvin related crafting items. Just over here. And we might need to repair a little bit. But yeah, let's grab that meal. Let's grab Ikthir and let's do what needs to be done. Do I need emergency rations? Possibly. So let's maybe not risk things by not being prepared. So what were we eating before? Ah, that's right. We were eating these salads. I think they're salads, right? Scorching medleys. Okay, and let's go to the stones. We already have like a really big problem to deal with once we get out there and decide to assault the fort, because having to deal with those 2-star enemies is really going to be a tough task. I'm gonna try to isolate them one by one and fight them that way when we do get around to doing it. But for now, we're really just getting ourselves out of dodge, really. My bad. Let me just quickly repair. That's fine. Didn't repair the Ripper, but that's okay. We're not really going to stick around and fight too much. Although, yeah, I mean, potentially there's some fighting to be done. Okay. Wish me luck, guys. We're just running out here. We could be attracting all sorts of enemies towards our landing position, which might not be the best, but let's just get our sword and shield ready in case we do need to fight. But yeah, we're literally just going to run all the way back. Yeah, this feels good, actually. We're able to run so much faster. Let's just grab all of the Askvin stuff. We have been cooking a lot of those Askvin mashed meats, so I sort of need to replenish more of the Askvin tails. Probably don't need to go this way. Yeah, I might not even need Ichthir, guys. I mean, I was sort of thinking I might need it in case we get into a little bit more trouble. We would most certainly use less stamina if we did that. So that's the cave, and yeah, we just go directly north. Oh, okay, we've got some friends over here. That's nice. Hang on. Where's our... Ah, there it is. We'll try and explode this guy so we don't have an issue later on. Oh, I can't remember if I changed the portal tag yet. Oh, okay, yes, I guess we did. So that's good. So what I want to do is just grab ingredients for our next portal. Okay. Maybe I should just throw some stuff into storage first. Yeah, let's just quickly do that. Yeah, I do like this cape, actually. But I feel like I do need to switch out between the 3 different capes. The floaty, the speedy, and the armored one. Depending on what we are really needing to do. This feather cape, though, I should be able to upgrade this a little bit now. I don't really remember what's required for upgrades, though. Another Aspen trophy. And a few other bits and pieces here. Let's just make sure that we're not accidentally throwing in things that we actually need. Aspen tails. Right. And all this other stuff. I mean, I might keep the ingredients for another portal tucked away. Just here in the boat. Alright, so I think we need like 3, if I'm not mistaken. That can go there. Don't think we'll need the fine wood anymore. We'll need the steel. And, oh, it's 4 stone. And what about the actual portal itself? We need 30 Growston and some Grey Dwarf Eyes. And possibly something else. Oh, and the cores. Yeah, my bad. Okay, so just gonna set things up here, and are you joking me? We need some wood. Do I not have any wood just tucked away in here? Yes, I do. Sweet. Let's just steal that. I don't know how deep the water needs to be to start boiling you. But yeah, this is a little bit dangerous, isn't it? Like, I technically would love to be able to sort of get up there a little bit easier, but anyway. It's all temporary, so let's not fuss over it too much. Cool. Alright, so we are set up. And yeah, I suppose the next thing that we need to do is to sort of run back to our original position with all of the portal ingredients. And that way, we'll be ready to assault, you know, bring stuff back, maybe even grab all of that flame metal that's nearby, and, you know, obviously traverse through the portal with all of the metals that we need. I feel like it might be getting late. I was sort of gonna start running back with the new portal, but maybe we can do that later, and we can sort of just do a few bits and pieces at home first, before going back tomorrow morning. Okay. Is this... Yeah, they're all ready. I'll just grab everything, I guess. Yeah, I still don't know if my theory around drier soil is correct or not. So I haven't really seen any people respond to that particular question in any of the comments. But I can always just run experiments myself and see how we go. What do we want to do? Maybe seeding carrots. I'll do some seeding carrots over this side. Mix things up a little bit. And Onion seeds. Got a few onion seeds now. That's good. Maybe I should be growing some onions in that case. But not too many. So we'll do onions here. Hopefully they all grow relatively well. Still need more carrot seeds, I feel. So, with that in mind, why don't we just go in with a whole bunch more seeding carrots here as well. Yeah, not my finest work there on the spacing, but it'll do. I was just going to say, do we even have any turnips? We do have like 28. And I think turnip seeds are something that we need to try and replenish as well at some point. But anyway, since we still have a lot of sort of food digesting, I want to try and utilize that. So we'll have a sleep and we'll leave at the crack of dawn to try and get ourselves back to where we were positioned before. I don't know if that's a good spot. It seemed like a decent spot in my opinion, but I could be wrong. So let's switch ourselves back to the Askvin cloak. So yeah, let's get to it. The goal is to just set up in front of the fort, and I think we'll be done, and we'll kind of switch gears after that. It's a little bit dark. I'm thinking it's dark purely because it's dawn. Okay, can you explode? Good, good. So the worst case scenario is we get ganked, and then I just use Eikthyr to pretty much run all the way back, if we have to. But I'm thinking with the cloak letting us run so quickly, we're probably breaking a lot of aggro. These guys can't seem to catch up, I don't think. Okay, so do I want to stick around to fight a Morgan, though? It might be a good idea. Okay, it's still pretty dark, isn't it? I was banking on things getting a little lighter by now. It's a little harder to see. All good. I think we don't really need to stress too much. Oh, got some friends here. Always nice. Looks like he enjoys just hanging out right next to the lava. A regular Askvin. Okay, let's do our thing. So that goes in. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of these fiddlehead plants. I mean, a bit of a waste, but that's okay. Okay, good stuff. Valkyrie over there. Do we fight it right now? Maybe not. We don't need to, I don't think, because when we come back, we're going to have to clear out the area anyway. And the Valkyries are probably not the thing that I'm scared of the most right now. It's those 2-star enemies. And just the sheer number of them. Can't believe how quick we managed to do that. I thought we would be already eating by now. But anyway, back to building, guys. So again, switching gears and seeing if we can get a few more of those sections decorated and then done and dusted. Because once we sort of decide what we want, I don't think we're going to come back to it for a while. Maybe not until we sort of discover new stuff from whatever the next update's going to be. Right, so we do still have a few ingredients here. What is likely though, guys, is we might need to go out to the Ashlands just to gather up some ash wood. Potentially. And I probably don't need all of this stuff. So I'm just going to stash all of those. And yeah, we'll snack on other things when the time comes. Alright, let's just grab all of this. And I think I said that the next thing that we need to work on is the upper... what do we call these? The upper pane, I suppose? Yeah. But we did sort of discover some stuff that we could potentially do with Grouston and Grouston archers, right? So that's something that I'm quite excited about, and I sort of want to play around with it. So let's go ahead and do that first, I reckon, because if we do use Grouston, then potentially there may be some changes that we need to do based on the use of Grouston. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking if we make use of some Grouston, it might be something like that. And then we sort of, yeah, do something along those lines, and then we sort of add more Grouston pillars to the bottom of it, if that makes sense. Things are probably going to crumble, though, if we do it from the top. Or will they stick? Oh, they might stick, actually. That doesn't seem to be connecting the right way. There we go. Yeah, so let's just see how we feel about this. I obviously might need to get rid of that. We'll do it in a sec. Need just a little bit more. Oh, I had it just then. There we go. Okay, so obviously we would repeat the same thing on the other side. How do we feel about that look? The other thing about this, though, is I feel like I just don't like the fact that if you open the door outwards, you get a little bit of clipping like that. Would it be feasible to perhaps use the arch, but then also use a beam piece? I don't know. It might not look as nice though, because I do quite like the pointy top. But what I'm thinking is maybe, just maybe, we could move this over by one, like that. And then we could get that piece in, and obviously the other side should be symmetrical. Like so. That actually doesn't seem too bad. So it's not as pointy as before, yes, but I think it's not a bad look. And I wonder if there's scope for us to remove this completely. Maybe have a bit more wood going. Possibly. Yeah, I'm actually quite liking this, guys. I might actually use it. Let's just get rid of all of that. Because if we can just move things by one space, we won't have the clipping issue. We will need to move some of this stuff, though. Yeah, I think by adding these Grouston sections, we're also sort of, you know, adding a bit of depth, like much needed depth, I feel, to the build itself. I mean, we could be using smaller pieces as well, but I don't think smaller pieces do it justice. I think we need these bigger pieces in place. Before we commit, though, I also just want to double check on whether or not we've got the Grouston sort of sitting in the right spot, so to speak. 1 second. Just gonna see if I can trick the pieces into snapping the spot that I actually want it to snap in. Yeah, okay. That's sort of what I wanted there. So I wanted it to sort of stick inside the stone wall a little bit. So it's sort of like half sticking out rather than, you know, its entire thing sort of sticking out. If that makes sense. So that's exactly what I'm looking for. So let's just see if we can get the rest of these pieces in. It might be a little difficult to get them in the right spot, but yeah, if we do decide to remove the stone and add more wood, we can do that. Maybe there's even an argument to get rid of this sort of pane at the very top and just completely cover that with stone, and then that way it looks a little bit cleaner, if that makes sense. We'll come back to that idea a little bit later. Let's just get one side completed first. Actually, before I commit further, just gonna double check on what this looks like from the inside. Yeah, it definitely looks nice on the inside as well because it's not, you know, sticking out. If it were, yeah, I don't know how I would feel about that, but... And now we can keep the dark wood aesthetic just on the inside here as well. Don't need to do anything there. Cool. Okay, let's fix up the other side here. Nice. And let's return all of these. Standing iron torches. I need a bit of resin to actually get both of these back in. And I guess we may have wasted the resins that were already in there, which I find to be a little bit annoying, actually. I wish if there was quite a bit of resin in the sconce or in the standing torch that you would be able to recover all of it if you know, took it down. Okay, so before I fill it up completely, I just want to make sure that it looks all right when we open the door. Yeah, looks completely fine, so let's put another one in, just right there. Yeah, the ground is a little bit uneven, isn't it? So cool. Otherwise, we could put, like, sconces as well. Sconces might not look too bad. Right. Yeah, this is looking so much better, guys. I mean, it's night now, so a bit harder to see. Let's have a sleep, and I'm gonna inspect our handiwork when we have a little bit more light. Let's snack on maybe a serpent stew. Keep going with omelets and bread. I'm actually really impressed with the Askvin cloak. I know it was suggested to me ages ago, but with my playstyle, I gravitated towards the other cloak, the one with the armor. I forget what it's called now. The Ashen Cape. And yeah, it's been really good for us because I think I can definitely feel like it's negating a bit of damage, but I mean, when you don't have to fight and you just like run through and pass enemies and leave them in the dust, that also helps. That also helps keep us alive. Let me just grab eggs. And I'm gonna see if I can feed these guys. So onion seeds are pretty abundant. So let's get those in. One thing that I'm also glad about is this game doesn't have like a withering mechanic where, you know, if the crops are not harvested and in the ground for too long, they would wither and die. I know some games do that, and that's a little bit frustrating, you know, because you would have to make sure that you're around to try and harvest crops all the time. Okay, so what to do with the very top? Do we cover that with stone and just replace the center with wood, or a little bit more of the top of the center with more wood? It's a very valid question, and I wonder if we would need to change the way we set out this pattern. We could. You know what? I'm gonna keep the wooden section at the top. I think it looks nice, and just gives us a bit more of a more interesting aesthetic. Let's take these off though, because I would like to be able to sort of work in this area. Let me also put something that's going to actually support us and let us work in this area, because this is going to be very finicky and we want to get it right, obviously. So I think what we did was we put some ashwood pieces and we sort of freeformed that on the very sides to start off with. I think that's what we'll do for this part as well. I'm just thinking about whether or not there are different patterns that we want to use. Like this kind of looks cool as well. If we had that in the center somehow. I'm not sure how just yet. Maybe I could do something like that. And then that should guide... I wonder if I should use these pieces. Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. Don't have fine wood. As long as it's not, like, sticking out the roof or anything. But yeah, that looks pretty decent. There is a bit of a hole here at the very top. I wonder if there's scope for us to maybe add, like, one of these pieces on the inside. Maybe a couple of the pieces, and that'll make the hole that much smaller. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad. Might want to just inspect it from the inside though. Yeah, okay, it still looks pretty clean, so I'm happy with that. Question is though, are we happy with the pattern that we've got going? At the very top. It's actually quite difficult to see that pattern, isn't it? It's, you know what, it's probably because the ashwood one on the middle section is actually quite dark, and that way you can't exactly see the decoration. Whereas this, I think it's a little bit lighter, and therefore you might actually be able to see it better. I don't know, I'm feeling like maybe we do want to just switch it. I wonder if there's a way I can snap it to the Grouston and make it make sense. I don't think we can, actually. Okay. So... getting this piece in the right spot is going to be kind of difficult. I just used the first piece there as a bit of a guide, and I'm sort of hoping maybe we can just put something underneath that. Like so. Now, would it make sense for us to add some extra grouston on the outside? Like that. Let's have a look at this thing. I think I like what we've done there. You can see it. Not in too much detail, but if you get close, obviously, you'll probably be able to appreciate the detail a little bit more. I'm just going to experiment a little bit more by adding these. Like, would it make sense for us to add these pieces in? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the clipping with the wood, though. It might not look bad, though. Maybe I should just try getting rid of that. How do we feel about that? That doesn't really make sense, does it? Does it look better if we add the roofs in? Decisions. I'm thinking we leave the wood in. But I do like the grouston being there, actually. It just adds just another layer. So... yeah, that's what we'll do. Let's just get this in position. Cool. Alright, let's inspect this one more time. Yeah, I do quite like it, actually. It's looking quite nice. We may add some grouston for decorating these sections as well. We'll see how we go. The question is, what sort of patterns do we want? I guess we could probably do similar stuff to what we've got going on in the center. The question is, do we actually have all of the materials and stuff for it, though? That's pretty good. I wish there was a way to flip certain patterns around. That way, you know, it's not so obvious that you're sort of using the same piece. I'm just double checking the roof, making sure that nothing's sticking out. Doesn't look like it. The only thing is I'm not going to be able to use another piece over there, because that's definitely going to stick out. Yeah, okay. If I did one piece here, though, that should be okay. Maybe I don't need this piece, and it won't be so obvious that it's not there. I think what we want to do is we want to try to do the same thing as the center, so we want to rotate these around. That looks quite nice. But I wonder if it would be even better if we had some ash wood in place of some of the dark wood here. I could play around with that. Yeah, I'm actually quite satisfied with that. So let's not fuss over it too much. Grouston, though, I'm not sure if we do need Grouston in these sections. Maybe a little bit of Grouston in the middle is sufficient. Anyway, let's try and repeat what we've done here. Do we have what it takes? Yeah, I think we do. I was just checking on the tar specifically. That's what we want. All right. It's got me thinking, is there an argument to be made on adding Grouston in the place of where we've got those darkwood pillars? So, for example, instead of having those, we have these Grouston pieces. Just a thought. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to see what we're doing here, but I'm just gonna get a few weird pieces in here just to see if we can force this thing to snap halfway into the blocks, like we have for this in the center. But yeah, the idea is to then sort of just go further up with more Growston. As long as they're not poking out. I think that's blue, right? So I probably don't need to add another one. Yeah, it's still looking pretty clean. Again, let's have a sleep. There were bros, man. They were bros. Alright. I mean, this is gonna be the episode, but I figure I should maybe just fight these guys first. So I don't think we need to go too crazy on prep. But yeah, these guys can be a little difficult to deal with, though. Since these, like, ads are also 1 star. I can't remember if I need to just hang around until the assault ends, or if it ends when we defeat Zillin Thunger. Like, if I take these guys out, will more of them spawn? I think more of them will spawn. Ow. Okay, yep. Now we're free to take care of business. Ow. One second, guys. I just want to quickly eat something for our stamina. They are doing a little bit of damage. Oh my god. Oi, oi, oi. Come over this way. Alright, alright, alright. Done. Yeah, a lot of stuff out here, which I don't exactly need. But, I guess I can pick them up another time. Let me just drop in coins and trophies. I might leave some of this black metal scrap here, because I can't be bothered going to the furnace room, or the yeah, the furnace room, the smelting room. But yeah, I just wanted to very quickly end out here to see what this looks like exactly. And I think that looks pretty nice, guys. I'm just thinking of whether or not we should, like, add, you know, more pieces to the sides, like this, for instance. Because that could look pretty good as well. Yeah, we might do something like that instead. And that way, you know, it sort of brings the entire thing together a little bit more. You know, you've got the bigger Grouston pillars, the smaller ones on the sides as well. Plus, it's probably also going to help with the structural integrity of the entire house as well. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to call this episode here. And yeah, when we come back, we'll probably finish building the other side. And I would say we're going to start preparing, or maybe even going to the fort and seeing what we can do to try and, I guess, firstly, clear up the area before assaulting the fort. But if we have time to go into the fort as well, then we'll definitely do that as well. Righto. Thanks for watching. As usual, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Otherwise, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.